Criminal Enterprises was advertised as the update coming with a whole slew of necessary quality of life fixes and also a bunch of new vehicles, features and set of missions to complete. Also a number of improvements to businesses, like new delivery missions or finally being able to do those in private sessions. Now that the update is out, how much did that really change for the entire experience and is the game worth coming back to? The rollout for this update has been kind of odd. Despite the crucial improvements this update finally introduces, it's very thin in content. Criminal Enterprises could almost be lumped in along with the Los Santos Summer Special as another filler update, which only had a set of contact missions and a ton of new vehicles to play with. However, in the Los Santos Summer Special update there was also pretty much no Dripfeed vehicles or little Dripfeed content to make up for the fact that there isn't a grand heist or storyline to go with there. Let's go over the changes and improvements for the individual businesses. In terms of special cargo, you unlock a new contact that can help source cargo for you for 7,500, instead of you having to do that yourself. It takes around a whole day for her to get the cargo for you, and it's completely random how much it's gonna be, ranging from 1 to 3 supplies. It's definitely a little boost to get your warehouses up quicker. The problem is that you couldn't just call Lupe to source cargo via a phone call or SecuroServe website. If you own multiple warehouses, you physically have to go from place to place and tell her every single time. And for a new feature that's supposed to make things more convenient, that's very ironic. However, a good addition are the mixed goods delivery missions that can pop up at one of your warehouses. Deliver a truck for what is basically down the street, at least for me, while losing cops, and earn an easy around 100,000. Pretty cool. In regards to clubhouses, in case you own the custom bike shop, you get the opportunity to occasionally deliver modified bikes to customers for money, similar to the auto shop. Also, there's 2 new biker contracts in case you care about that out of all things, and the bar resupplies for your clubhouse to make some extra passive income on the side. But can we talk about one of the new contracts for a second? One of them, Hit the Roof, is so unnecessarily difficult. Your goal in that mission is to steal an oppressor and deliver it someplace, but it's located at one of the 3 containers on the rooftop, with tons of people with aimbot guarding it. So you very cautiously move over there, gun down everybody or blow them up, get to a container and then realize that you need an industrial saw. So while some AI on the ground and some coming from helicopters are still firing at you, you look everywhere for where that saw might be. After you find it, you cut every container open until you find the oppressor. Then you see it and you finally think, oh cool, there it is, let's get on it and get the fuck out of there. No, you can't just get away and fly away like Lenny. What you instead have to do is get inside the cargo bob that's sitting on one of the other rooftops and carry the entire container with it, which may or may not be already damaged due to your own weapons or the AI. So I get on the cargo bob, find out that it was already smoking, and then when I tried to deliver it, it gave up on me mid-flight, and so I failed the mission. But what kind of shit is that? I didn't even know that was the way I had to do it. You should warn me in advance that there's a cargo bob later to be used that shouldn't be damaged. Also, after you die, you don't respawn on the rooftop but of course somewhere on the ground, so you have to get all the way up again. I have no idea how much this would have paid me, but there's no way that amount could justify what I had to go through. So avoid these contracts at all costs. The gun running bunker has a new type of mission added to it, the bunker research missions, which allow you to speed up the process a good bit by bringing research data to the bunker without spending money on it. If you're pretty thin on money but want some of these new upgrades sooner than later, those can turn out to be pretty useful considering by how much the bar fills up per mission. There are also the newly added excess weapon delivery missions, which personally I think aren't worth it, considering you have to do them in a slow doing order and the driving distances are slightly aggravating. You can now also call Agent 14 to check your level of research, start a research mission from there or call transportation, like your bunker caddy for example. That's a great addition. Nightclub owners also received a new contact, Johan, who allows you to source goods worth 30,000 and check the stats on your nightclub supply. There's also new ways to manage your club by escorting drunk VIPs out of your premises and bringing them home or ejecting troublemakers that increase your popularity easily. The capacity inside your safe also increased from 210,000 to 250,000. Also, I could swear the money inside the safe also increases faster now. I don't remember it being this quick. 2 things I would have liked to be changed, like enabling source missions from the terabyte to be also in private sessions, which could be changed by a mere hotfix I think. They did that before with the agency. Also giving the special vehicle warehouses new high-grade vehicles to deliver. There have been so many new cars that were released since 2016. You could have given us new of them to deliver for a higher payout maybe, to make up for the fact that solo players can only deliver cars that are up to worth around 100,000, you know. Also you get first time bonuses for selling, on top of that event week bonuses like manufacturing speed for bikers and gun running businesses until you sell, 3 times payouts for contracts and certain missions, 3 times the amount of research speed than usual, and much more. It's a great time to be an entrepreneur, so make use of it.
Hide the money, y'all. There's poor people around.
So what about those new contact missions? Those are strung together by 6 relatively short jobs that vary greatly in quality. I can't say that the first mission that had us looking around in large buildings for parts was particularly exciting. I found it interesting what mission 2 did, however, with the tear gas twist and waking up in a van primed with a bomb, which however could have been actually really intense if the hacking sequence required a good bit of thinking and wasn't so easy to solve with a 5-minute timer. The last mission on the other side was a very good example of a terrible execution. The entire mission is a bit of a throwback to the Act 3 finale out of the Doomsday heist. We had to get into a silo in Mount Chiria to collect some fuses to turn the power back on. Some were pretty easy to find, others were definitely hidden in more unconventional ways, which I give them props for. Everywhere you can find these AI juggernauts from the Doomsday heist that occasionally make random noises to scare you. But from there shit goes downhill. You need to get to the server room and hack some of them similar to the Doomsday heist, this time by merely staying in proximity to them. However, the juggernauts roll up on you with miniguns. And oh my god, is this confrontation horrendous. One small move, just staying out exposed for longer than 2 seconds, can get you immediately killed. I know these AI are literally AI and not human shooters, but you couldn't have given them another weapon? They fire at you from angles and ranges you can't even make them out from, which makes for a super unfair fight. I never knew the Act 3 Doomsday finale could be beat in horrendous design. The whole shootout doesn't feel like GTA anymore, but more like classic Rainbow Six where you die in one bullet. Once you finally make your escape, you need to fly away in a parachute while getting fired at by buzzards. Also, don't ever try to fire back while flying down. I have about 1,000 hours from my console playtime and I still do rookie mistakes. The pay for every single one of them is pretty shit, and that was doing a double money bonus. And you don't even get anything special at the end of it, like the casino work missions that gave you a free armored Paragon R. So what we're left with are the cars added, and a selection of them is great. But that's not the whole story. There's a total of 18 different vehicles along with 4 different Benny's variants added to this update. However, we didn't even get half of them on launch. I mean, the launch selection is decent, my favorite being the Torero XO for how it drives and the customization and looks it allows for it. The Benefactor LM87 is a great addition. It's based on the Sauber Mercedes C9, a well-known classic in Le Mans history. The Cosita or the Omnis GT are still kind of cool for the customization they offer, but they're not my favorites. I also like the design of the Greenwood overall. And I'm not going to be talking about the new user's helicopter. A week after launch, alongside the new car dealerships that have recently opened, we received the Benefactor SM722, which is based on a 2009 SLR Sterling Moss, which was a model I didn't expect to be on this game at all, yet I still very welcome. I'm also a fan of them revisiting 2013-2014 era vehicles and giving them new customization, even if it's just some real splitters in different colors, roof scoops, but new spoilers and liveries. And of course, every car getting the low grip tire option is great as well, and I've been experimenting with some different builds. Now the actual great stuff, the Obey 10F and 10F widebody Benny's versions are still locked behind Dripfeeds and is very far away. The Briosa got a Benny's version, and we're also gonna be getting a Civic EJ, the first Honda Prelude, Postlude, even a BMW touring car. Talking about BMWs, the Sentinel Classic also gets the widebody treatment. A ton of amazing releases locked behind weeks and months of waiting time. 2 new weapons, and where one of them is a new sniper rifle without any attachments for it. I thought they would lock the attachments behind the Mark II upgrade, but I was wrong and too cynical. It's easily the weakest out of the bunch, even falling under the Precision Semi-Auto Sniper, or the very first sniper, and it's quite seriously a waste of money. The Service Carbine is an as of now unreleased AR based on various M16 weapon designs. Unfortunately, it's not burst fire. The weapon will have to be found by scouting for different weapon parts all around the map, and it's unknown when it will release. The update is about what you expect from the title, focusing on improving the various enterprises that have been released over the years. The quality of life improvements from the Newswire had a bunch of long requested necessary additions, but nothing that flips the user experience entirely on its head. Despite the now greater payouts for jobs and old heists, matchmaking is still a pain in the ass and it's hard to find working lobbies. Almost every non-passive business is a chore to make missions for. No matter how many changes you'll implement, I don't think you can convince me to grind special cargo again, even with Toretto doors and Mark IIs. I was burned out by it by the end of 2016. Caio Perico, despite the new cooldown, is still the best way to undisputedly make fast cash, especially with the replay glitch. There's still tons of other vehicles to grieve with, and guard mode glitches will probably forever run rampant with the spaghetti code GTA Online was written in. Making businesses private seems more like a way to circumvent issues than directly fixing them, which granted, with their situation I get it. I wouldn't want to be the one in quality assurance that has to check clickbait glitch tutorials and 7sin's forum posts daily, fixing glitches over and over just for a slightly different variant of it to pop up 12 hours later. The entire infrastructure of this game is pretty outdated and still rough around the edges, which only a new installment in the series could fix. At least this update made the business portion not entirely irrelevant anymore and not totally unbearable to deal with. That's a low bar, I know. Despite that, there are also cool interesting changes and tricks that weren't initially mentioned by Rockstar. Some of the low grip tire vehicles can reach super fast speeds and drifting works as intended again. Thanks to the overhauled Find New Session option, fast traveling now works easier and faster than ever. The Sterling now suffers from the same issue the original Kuruma suffered from. The newly added livery support for the car broke the window behavior, namely making them unbreakable and completely bulletproof like an armored Kuruma. And it would take an entire patch to fix this issue, so take advantage of this till December. The Oppressor Mark II nerf is good enough that it's still viable for PvE but not as simple to use for PvP anymore, as you can see here by this clip. A Oppressor Mark II user rarely ever accumulates an IQ over 2 digits anyway, so when the rockets don't immediately hit anymore, that gives you time to take them out. That's not to say it's unusable now. With competence you could still effectively grief a session, and for PvE, even though the Jeff recharge time has significantly increased, in PvE that won't be relevant since AI and missions don't fire lock-on rockets at you. And the new tracking system doesn't make the Oppressor totally inaccurate now. You could still have a reason to own it. A little kind of unnecessary fun fact, the new customization for old cars is also available in GTA 5 story mode, so technically after all this time single player has finally DLC content added to it, even if it's small. If you do any of the street races you may see AI drivers racing with these new parts. And the Picador has a livery that promotes that as car meet location released in 2021 anachronistically, as GTA 5 takes place in 2013 and there should be no mention or advertisement of the location as of now. Completing a setup, source or sell mission during a certain time frame will unlock you a set of air parts. But unfortunately you can't listen to the radio while running around with them. I mean the Beats headphones that have been there since release don't do that either, so no surprise there. I can't hate on this update too much. It's definitely a grindless update, for the professionals among the community knowing how to maximize these businesses and their regular income who now got new options to work with. I'm pretty sure this community is more than happy for that. The update however is extremely held back by the heavy amounts of Dripfeed content it wants to allocate over the course of the next months. And I'm not too happy about that. I've tried out the new business content, cars, ULP missions, and I'm already waiting for the December DLC. And we're only in August. If you're considering picking this game up after this drop, maybe when there's some good event weeks to take advantage of or when all of the contents near the end have finally been released. But now you're not missing much. Thanks for watching.